Hello there. Welcome to Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. Today is day 12 of my 14 Days of Love series. And today I'm using a sentiment that says, "You're a friend like no other." And I thought, what a great sentiment to tell a friend I love you. So let's get started making this fabulous card. I think you're going to love the layout I show you today. Today's supplies include a Highland Heather card base, some basic white cardstock for the inside, a piece of pecan pie that measures 3¼ by 4½ inches, and then a piece of Flight and Airy Designer Series paper that measures 3 inches by 4¼ and then I have a piece of scrap Highland Heather to match my card base that I'm going to be stamping and punching the sentiment with. We're going to start with this piece of Designer Series paper from the Flight and Airy collection. That's from our 2024 celebration brochure. And this, again, this measures 3 inches by 4¼ 3 by 4¼ I'm going to, with this in the vertical position, cut right down the center at 1½ inches. Then I'm going to take the one on the left side and I'm going to cut 1¼ inches off of the top. And immediately I'm going to lay these on top of my pecan pie cardstock because I want to adhere these so that the picture comes together. So it's sort of like putting together a puzzle. With the piece from the right side, I'm going to cut at 3 inches. And just so you know, on the left and right sides, basically I'm cutting 1¼ inches from the top on the left strip and then 1¼ inches from the bottom on the right strip, or at 3 inches. So now I'm going to adhere these to my pecan pie cardstock. I'll be using my multi-purpose glue. The reason is I want to make sure that I have equal margins of pecan pie around all of the pieces of my DSP. And using the multi-purpose glue allows me to move around each of the pieces until I have all four in place exactly where I want them. Now, when I first put them down, I'm not pressing any of the pieces down completely. I want to get all 4 of my pieces of the puzzle onto the pecan pie cardstock. Then I'm going to start moving those pieces around. I'm just going to try sliding them into place, just like that. And when I feel like I have equal margins all around all 4 pieces of the puzzle, then I'm going to stop and press with a flat hand. And you can see why I said it comes together like a puzzle. You can see where all of the pieces match the edges of the next piece. I've got a piece of Highland Heather that measures 5½ inches by 8½ inches, 5½ by 8½, and I've scored at 4¼ along the long side. I've got this piece of basic white that I'm going to adhere to the inside of my card. Remember that if you want to stamp a sentiment or image on the inside of your card, do the stamping before you adhere the cardstock. That way, if you make a mistake, you can flip that cardstock over and try again. I'm going to use some dimensionals to adhere the pecan pie cardstock to the center of my card front. I'll lift that and move it. Just like that. Next, I'm going to stamp on this piece of Highland Heather cardstock. I'm stamping with pecan pie ink. That matches the pecan pie cardstock that I used as the background of my puzzle on that card. And then I'm going to punch that sentiment with my 1.5 inch circle punch. 1.5 inch circle punch. I'll add this to my card front with a couple of dimensionals. And where you place this, it really can go anywhere. And for me, where I place it really depends on the images and where they all lay on the card. So for example, if I want to put it here, that's okay, but just know I'm covering up a bird. So if that's okay with you, by all means, go ahead and do that. A lot of times I do it here, which gives me 2 birds on this side, and then I cut off this one. Or I can do it up here, and I've got the 3 birds. So I think I'm going to choose that. But it really doesn't matter where you place that. So just move it around your card front, and then you decide what you think looks best. Next, I'm going to embellish my card using some iridescent pearls, basic jewels. And to do that, I'm going to use the putty tip of my Take Your Pick tool. One of my very favorite tools of all time. In fact, I have a couple of them. One I keep with my scrapbook things packed up. I'm going to put these two a little bit closer together there. So I always have it when I'm crafting on the go or go craft with a friend, something like that. And I just love them. The putty end lasts a very long time, but it also is something that you can buy a replacement for when it wears out, or uses up, I should say. So there's my card. You're a friend like no other. Sentiment from the Easter Bunny stamp set in our annual catalog. And I've featured the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper, which is from our 2024 celebration catalog. I hope you enjoyed today's demonstration for my day 12 of 14 Days of Love. And remember, I love you is not the only way to say I love you to your family and friends and people who are important to you. You're a friend like no other is a great sentiment to tell a friend I love you. Thank you for viewing this video, and I look forward to bringing more creative inspiration to you.